Hello, ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to Scratches, Director's Cut. It's a little game I had sitting in my Steam library, and I figured I felt like something a little different to what we've been doing recently. So I've gone for this, which is a point-and-click adventure of sorts. I did the Safecracker 2 in the past, which was alright, puzzle solving, I don't mind that, I quite enjoy puzzle solving type of games. And so this is another one. The audio is very loud in my ears, and I cannot change that. I can't change anything actually, and if it looks like crap, that's because there's only one resolution, which is 1024 by 786 or something. So yeah, if you look in the setup here, hence surrounding music, camera speed, text speed, gamma correction, slicer mode, and alternate control, and that's it. That's as far as our setup, our settings go, which is fascinating in itself. But we've got a new game here. We're going to hop right in. I have discovered through testing I cannot alt-tab out of this. So if anything goes wrong, I don't even know how the save works in this, but I guess we will find out. But without further ado, let us hop into the world of Scratches, find out what exactly is going on, and what we're meant to do. New game. Alright, which game do you want to play? The Director's Cut or The Last Visit? Well, I assume since this is the Director's Cut, it must be better. So we'll go with the good old Director's Cut. Here we go.
I arrived at Blackwood Manor one cold Saturday morning amidst a thick veil of fog. The weather didn't look good, and there was an unnatural calm surrounding the area, yet I soon became entangled with the place.
Alright, here we are. The cloudy sky above me seemed rather unsettling and almost made me lose my balance. I felt a curious urge to run for shelter, and my new home in the distance seemed very inviting. So here we are, the Scratches Manor. You can see my big ass fist right in the middle of the screen. I am not going to comment on the fidelity of the graphics because, well, as you saw in the intro there, this game was designed and programmed by just one guy. So I guess, you know, this is a lot of work for one person. And, I mean, if you look at these textures, well, you can see he's got a bit of bump mapping and such going on here, which is good, which is fine. So, here we are, the Wall of Scratches, where we literally just move around with our finger and do such things. And we can inspect stuff. Hello? Oh, I've got no mail. How unfortunate. So I'm not sure of the story. I'm getting the feeling this is a sort of eerie, horror-y type game, and we have to figure out what's going on, if anything. Ah, doot doot. So what I know is that right-click gives us our little sort of our inventory, and our magnifying glass can tell us things. This is my journal, but I can't really do anything with the journal. Oh, I lied. I can open it. Which it is blank. I have written down nothing of interest. We have here the key Jerry gave me to Blackwood Manor, so that's the name of this place, Blackwood Manor. And the suitcase was holding some of my stuff and was awfully heavy. Where there is text which is not read out, I might just read it out for you because I don't know if you'll be able to read that in the video with the quality. And that's the loyal typewriter that's inside the case. So, let's just check what we have. Ooh. We've got a key, and this is the car starter. This is obviously the car keys. So let's grab that. Can we go for a drive? Oh, I had only just arrived, and the idea of going driving again wasn't very tempting. Alright, fine. We'll just leave the keys in the car. I'm sure no one will want to take them. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is, well... Let's move on. Oh, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic time with your things and whatever you're doing and stuff and things. A hefty lock was preventing my entry to the garage. The garage, if you're American. We got a bunch of old barrels. Obviously, what game is not complete with some barrels. Some good rusty barrels. I must say, the rust does look quite convincing. And we've got some logs. So we can't get in here, not yet at least. So, whoa, this make me a bit dizzy, this. Let's head on over to the actual manor. Oh, we got a pathway down here. Let's go exploring first. Let's go exploring. What do we have down here? A pathway. Ooh, what is that? And is that the way we came? Oh my word, we've got 3 different directions. That's very dark and ominous. Let's go to this thing. What is this thing? A greenhouse. Hello? The door to the greenhouse was stuck, probably due to some serious rusting of its hinges. I can believe that. Indeed. Look at this rust. And let's see if we can find our way back. Now there's a very dark. Oh no, we need to keep going. There's a very dark way down here. Shall we go? I think that's where we came from. So let's check out the darkness. Oh no. No, the darkness brought us back. Let's try that one more again. That one more again. Is that even English? Let's go this way. Where are we? What's this? Look at this tree. It's dead. Dead tree. Oh, we can inspect something here. The tree had a little hole in its base which allowed some water to pass through. Okay. We can get a bit closer here. There was a small pool of water below the arcing tree, which must be this one here. And that seems to be it. There doesn't seem to be anything special about this water. It's not a wishing well, that's for sure, but there's the water, and we've got 2 directions we can go. No, we can't go that way, and we can't go that way. Okay, so that's it. There's just a tree here. Good to know. I think. Which way are we going? Whew, this can make one a little dizzy. Let's get to the house. Or let's go up here first. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I just want to see what we have. Look at this manor, these clouds. I'm sure nothing scary will pop out right in the beginning, so it's probably best we just do this right now and get this over and done with. Okay, we're heading this way. And we have a little church, a chapel-y thing on the grounds. Maybe it's a place where people get buried. The massive double doors leading to the interior of the chapel were locked. Alright, so we've got a chapel out here, which also is locked. We can't get anywhere. So we're just going to have to head over to the house and settle in. Okay, front door. Now we do have the key for this door. Jolly good. And let's plug it in. With very little effort, the key unlocked the front door. Good to know. The one thing that isn't rusted. Ah, welcome to my new home. Could do with a bit of work. but fully furnished. You cannot complain about that. What do we have in here? A nice chair. Telephone. Can we phone home? Phone the Ghostbusters? Hello? Oh, I thought about calling Jerry, but I couldn't remember his number in London. Oh, well, that's not very good. Oh, hello. Hello?
Hello?
Michael, it's me.
Hey, Jerry. It's good to hear your voice.
I see that piece of junk you got there is working.
My thoughts exactly. I was afraid it'd fall apart as soon as I laid my fingers on it.
So how did you find everything? Do you like the place?
It's hard to tell yet. I'm very impressed, that's for sure.
You sound odd. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. It's just that I'm in awe. I mean, pleasantly surprised. This house is like a dream come true.
So you do like it? You got me worried there for 1 second.
I'm telling you, I'm going to turn this place into a factory of horror stories.
Good. You ought to finish that book. I'm rooting for you, mate. You sure everything is in order?
Well, I just got here. Let me have a look around, and I'll get back to you if I find anything strange.
Excellent. I'll talk to you later.
Alright, well, that was a coincidence that Jerry just happened to call us a second after we tried to call him. And that gives us a little bit of insight into what we are, what we're doing here. We are an author, of horror stories. And I assume we hit a bit of writer's block and we needed inspiration. And so we've come to this Blackwood Manor, was it called? To find inspiration for our stories and for our book. Oh, let's see what we have. Can I get here to the fireplace? The bit of logs. The fireplace had a generous amount of wood in it, and I'm sure I was relieved to know that it could warm the place up in case it got cold. I'm certainly not good at chopping trees. Right, because you're an author, you don't want to damage those delicate hands. Oh, hello, it's a famous painting. I forget the name. Is there something special about this? One of the things that irritate me about point and clickers is that those ones in particular that you have to hunt, move your mouse all over the screen to try and find it. We'll see if this is the same. So this place was full of exquisite, albeit aged candelabras. We got another painting here. Lady eating her foodies in a wonderful frame, and another candelabra, of course. What do we got here? Some books. Coffee mug. I wonder how long that cup of coffee had been sitting there. I hope it doesn't have coffee in, because it would most likely be moldy by now. We have a book. Oh my word, this is going to be a lot of reading, folks, so bear with me. April the 20th. During a tit of rage, that's new, I burnt my precious diary. Not that I regret it, as if my disjointed motives were worth anything. Their only purpose was to keep me sane. This handwriting is a bit funky. I feel that this is my escape route, my only means of finding some inner peace. Whenever I put any pen to this paper, I feel that I can reflect upon my situation. I just wish I had more options, that's all. But I'm rambling, I must think clearly, focus. May the 12th. I've become an eternal guardian, stuck between few choices, none of which are good. Do I fulfill a promise and violate everything that I believe in, the very principles of my life, or am I condemned to spend the rest of my existence in this deadened state, a ghost with no other purpose than just, oh my word, being here, watching? I truly have no escape. I can't find an appropriate solution to this problem, and I must pay the price. I'm a shadow of the man I used to be. Only these motes remain. Please correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. My testament in these moments of meditation. My sole companion. June the 26th. Today I spent the entire afternoon staring at the window, my mind a blank. Oddly enough, I really didn't care. It seems now as though it was something natural for me, a part of my personality. But I know the reason very well. I've lost my soul. I'm an empty shell, devoid of any feeling. I denounced them on that fateful day, and the worst thing is I knew there were going to be consequences. No, that's not true. Consequences were far worse than I expected. How could I be so blind? January the 20 something. First, maybe. I often wondered what would have happened if we had simply reversed it all. What would happen if right now I come out and told the world what really happened? No, I'd end up rotting in jail. Although that might be a better destiny compared to this eternal suffering. November the 17th. I can't say for sure when it began. I just heard them. One morning, coming from next room, the whispers. Are they real? Have I been alone for too long? They won't stop. I can't stand it any longer. February the 9th. Ever since I locked it away, that everything seems to have calmed down a bit. Perhaps James was right after all. It's madness, I know. But at this point, I'd be inclined to believe anything. These ends are really terribly written. May. Over the years, I was convinced that everything James suffered was a misfortune, a whim of destiny. For the first time ever, I'm not so sure anymore. I never thought it could happen, but I believe I understand now. If this is so, then cursed be my soul. Poor James. If I had acted in another way, then maybe things would have worked out differently. But it's too late now, and I have to suffer my cavalry. September 13th. The noises are back, although this time they're different. Before, I'd only hear them inside my head as if someone or something was whispering and, how to put this, interrupting my thoughts. But now, I can really feel them spreading around the house. What are they? September 14th. I've realized the noises are coming from down there. I don't want to think about it anymore. December. They are unbearable. They get worse at night. Oh, how I wish it would stop. What is going on down there? I don't dare go nearer. I don't want to know. March, May. God, how many years have passed? I have lost all sense of time. I have to get out of this place. Whew, well, there we have it. That's a lot of reading, folks. But it has to be done, unfortunately. It looked as if an untidy person enjoyed reading in the living room. Alright. Well, there are noises and something scary going on in this place. Not great, not good to know. I guess we have to find out what exactly that is and what's going on. I always wanted to be a pianist, but eventually found another use for my fingers. Indeed. Is there anything special here? We got some music. It was all gibberish to me. That is pretty heavy sheet music, I must say. Although I'm only used to sort of singular notes. I'm a trumpet player, and having multiple notes in a single row confuses me. And what do we have here? We have got a nice little clock. And I must say, this clock, a fancy red clock, which sadly wasn't functioning. The other clock is functioning, however, and I think it might drive me insane. Well, that's a bit gruesome. It's going to chop off his head. Oh! Oh, that's Father Abraham. Ah, Father Abraham about to sacrifice his son before God sent the angel to say, no, don't do it. It was a test of your faith and belief in me. Ah. A religious painting. And here we've got some barrels in a basement, I guess. Alright. What have we got back there? Nothing. Alright. So let's keep exploring. Can we open this door? It's got a keyhole and oh, there we go. Ah! A library! Guess what is in a library? Books! Guess what we do with books? We read them. No, smoking can kill you, especially when the cigars are decades old. Might be true, I don't know. If old cigars taint, do they taint with age? I don't know. The little drawer wouldn't open. How unfortunate. And we've got more candelabras. The place was full of... Okay, yes. No firewood in that one, but we have more books, which thankfully we can't read. The glass was empty. Pity I could have used the drink. Me too. Just a bunch of uninteresting books. Let's check out the desk. There has to be something interesting here. Alright. Oh. I can't take any of the stuff though, but there's some old pictures, looks like. Let's close that. What about this one? Ah, a note. Can we read that? Get my magnifying glass. The envelope was empty. Okay. Great. Why would I take an empty envelope? Maybe I want to send some mail. And we've got some funny coins here. Looks slightly like Indian rupees, if I remember correctly, with a hole in the middle. Oh, can I not open these drawers down here? Oh, I can. Okay, we got a book. Which, okay, I can't take, so be thankful for that. And more cigars and a... What is that? A fire stoker? A letter opener? It looked like a boring tool. Alright. Can we open this side? That's locked. We've got some... Alright, here we go. Second reading. Wow. Wow. February 6th. The construction of the railway bridge is almost complete and went quite smoothly. It took longer than I expected, yet I wish it would have lasted longer. I'll be very sad to leave South Africa. I've become so attached to it, its culture, its arts, over the past few months, that I can't help feeling as if it was already a part of me. I will surely return someday. Soon, hopefully, although I'm afraid there's a great deal of work to be taken care of back in old Britain. Fortunately, I made good friends here who were very ecstatic about my new appreciation of their country. They have offered me some wonderful objects as a token of gratitude, which I have already created and got ready to ship, along with many trinkets I bought myself. I can't read. What's going on? It looks like I'm about to start a very substantial collection. It's a good thing Catherine agreed to move into our new home, although I fear several renovations will have to be made. Even more if I'm intending to start a serious new hobby. It seems I'll have to get back to work. John Patterson has just told me some natives are causing trouble. Some natives. Oh, a very unfortunate thing, although I'm secretly rejoicing. February the 12th. The natives won't leave. It's like they're causing trouble. It's not like they're causing trouble so much as they're unsettling our workers. The only complaint so far has been distraction. They just stand still between the trees, staring at us without blinking an eye. I've watched them for a few minutes, and they truly seem like some tenebrous statues. There's new words in here I'm learning. At first it was just annoying, but lately it has become downright creepy. They seem to be stalking us. So it's not like they're hindering the construction, but there's a general uneasy feeling as if they're about to jump at us at any moment. I think I'll hire some protection as a measure of precaution. I wonder who they're talking about. The Kotas? The Bushmen? Okay. Oh! Next page. Right. I thought we were done. February 15th. Fascinating! I've been looking into these natives. They live in a nearby village and are a very small group. Yet they seem to manage quite well. I had thought of them as quite an uncivilized tribe, but their movements are calculated and one can perceive a sense of careful organization in their tasks. Oddly enough, they seem to be very brutish, and their aspect looks awful, although I couldn't take a good look at their facial features as I followed one of them completely on my own, and it could have been dangerous getting any closer. Also, the village is poor and very rough, but some of the shacks leapt out as inviting or special. It made me very curious. I'll try to come closer tomorrow. February 16th. My second expedition to the village of the natives has been foiled by an unexpected problem at the bridge. I'm afraid it was due to a slight miscalculation on my part, an indication that I should be focusing more on the task at hand and put my sudden love for all African things aside for a moment. It was my fault and I accept it. February 20th. They are at it again, lurking behind the forest. It's amazing how they have changed our perception of the surroundings. At first we were delighted by the quiet nature of the place. Now we fear what horrors might be concealed in that dark and foreboding cloak of trees. The tops loom above us, overshadowing the bridge, and strange noises haunt our meals. Even the river telling ungodly secrets. We could be, of course, a bit more sensitive towards distractions, but I can't help feeling the area has, in fact, become more sinister, and yet I'm still looking forward to satisfying my curiosity about the tribe. February 24th. At last, I found something about more about the neighboring tribe. This is an incredible finding, and I just can't withhold my excitement. Some elders at the local town happened to know about them, but only through stories they heard. The most surprising thing is that the tribe was assumed to be extinct long ago, but according to my vague descriptions, the elders think that they could be dealing with a legend here. Everything they have learned of them was during their childhood, when the tribe was stalking the town, much in the same way they have been stalking us. People used to call them Dalam. Dalam? I've never heard of that in any African culture in South Africa. Anyway, as such was the sound of screams heard echoing late in the night. They'd come out into the streets and see an evil glitter atop a hill in the distance. Some would say it was a fire, others the cursed spirit of an ancient god. Whatever it was, they say the bright light amid those fantastic screams was bone-chilling. The macabre scene would suddenly stop just as it had begun, out of nowhere, never to be seen again in days to come. Intervals between those horrible nights became longer and longer, until they soon faded into oblivion. The tribe apparently had retreated back into the obscurity, until now. They were later known as the Dalmar, a rather more scientific name, although none of the people I spoke with could possibly remember its origins. Dalmar. That sounds very Oblivion-esque. Elder Scrolls, the Dalmar. I find it extremely surprising that nobody has ever heard about this tribe, with the exception of a few townspeople. They must be incredibly rare, and judging by the stories passed on from generations in the town, very old. Holy crap, this is a lot of reading. February 27th. I will confess that I've become nearly obsessed with this strange tribe. I see them as the most prized goal of my appreciation towards all South African things, a dangerous yet irresistible reward. I feel as if they were my discovery. I simply have to study them before leaving. I fear I won't have the chance to ever again. It has become an important goal of mine, even more important than finishing the bridge. March the 4th. Finally, I have managed to see them. My God, what a disturbing spectacle. When we arrived, they were moving around the village very slowly, without speaking or communicating with each other, each minding his or her own business, completely alien to the rest of the world. They were filthy looking, coarse and downright disgusting. I couldn't see any weapons, but they could have been stored somewhere. It was all very strange behavior in a tribe. They must be quite unique. Then, as if they had suddenly all become possessed by some wild spirit, they began shaking spasmodically and screaming like mad. Some of them dropped to their knees and lifted their heads to the sky, eyes blank and moaning in an indescribable way. Two of them walked away, still in that monotonous and slow manner, and in great contrast to the rest of the scene, into a shack. The next minute they brought out into the open an odd-looking mask. Its shapes, colors, and overall looks, while unsettling, were mesmerizing, and I felt instantly hypnotized by it. It rendered my modest collection of African curiosities into dull and uninteresting items. The mask was very ominous, and the whole tribe seemed to greatly revere it. Soon they began to gather around it and move in circles, fluttering and chanting a guttural psalm. Judging by the motions and aspect of the whole ritual, it must have been some kind of war ritual. I'm not sure how to explain what happened next, as I feel my pulse is already throbbing. Words fail me to recount the most disturbing thing I've ever witnessed. One of the male villagers walked into the middle near the mask by his own will. It was an almost automatic act. All of a sudden, the remaining members became silent. I can't tell for how long it lasted, but I was afraid to breathe. I think Dalby and the others were also scared. They wouldn't even blink. I remember being soaked wet and expectant. The silence was so unnatural. Then, a few members separate from the people circling the mask and jumped on the single villager, beating him to death. To be completely faithful to the event, the small crowd tore him apart. They grabbed his leg in two and threes and twisted them in a manner I dare not describe. His face was disfigured with their bare fingernails and teeth, and the torso soon disappeared under the frenzied tangle of hands. In a matter of a few minutes, the villager was turned into a red sack of bones. Not one of the attackers had the compassion to snap his neck during the sickening process. All was very methodical, as if it was just another mundane task. The most terrifying aspect, though, was that the victim didn't even cringe. The silence was so deep I could hear his flesh ripping. I would expect any living creature to scream its guts out in such a condition. I can't tell whether he was drugged or half asleep, but I did recognize him dancing like everybody else before walking into the middle of the circle. It was the most outrageous and sadistic sacrifice I've ever heard of. I don't think I'll ever forget what I saw. My intentions of approaching further, even if they didn't have any weapons at hand, vanished. Those creatures, I dare not call them human beings, could have killed my whole company in a blink of an eye with their rage. They seemed to be completely out of themselves and willing to destroy anything intruding into their path. While the images of the sacrifice still haunt my thoughts, I still can't seem to forget that mask. It was so deceptively simple and yet perfect in its design. I haven't seen anything like it. I surely would love to take a better look. I feel the Dhalma, dangerous as they are, could be the most important ethical finding in decades. What I've seen today is crying for some further investigation. I just can't leave them like that. I would never forgive myself. And the mask. That mask. Wow! What a read. That was pretty intense. Gosh, oh my word, we've got more to read here. Alright, well, folks, I didn't realize this game was going to turn into story time, but that's what it looks like it's going to be. So I hope you're sitting back comfortably in your chair. You can close your eyes and just listen to the stories as they come, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. But for now, this has been Scratches, the very first episode. If you have liked it, if you find it interesting, please do hit a like and leave me a comment. Let me know. I always like to know your thoughts. If you think I'm wasting my time playing this, well, fair enough. Anyway, I've been Brazen, rather. Please hit a like and follow me if you have not already, and I will see you in a little while for the next episode. So until then, have a fantastic one. Love you all, and bye!